When we're solving word problems, what we want to do is make sure that we recognize the variables that we want to solve. So we want to identify the unknown quantities, and then depending on the number of unknown quantities, we want to come up with the number of relationships. So if we have two unknowns, two relationships or two equations, three unknowns, three relationships or three equations, okay, etc. So in this case here, so we have looks like Clash Royale. They have 25 common cards and 10 epic cards, and they cost 475 gold. 35 common cards and 6 epic cards cost 460 gold. So how much gold does one common cost and one epic cost? Okay, so that's the key. We want to make sure that we identify what our variables are, what we're looking for. So the cost of one common card and cost of one epic card. So I'm going to make my let statement. So let x equal number of gold for common cards. Okay, and then we'll let y equal the number of gold for the epic cards. Okay, so we've established our unknowns. We know we have two variables, so we need to come up with two relationships. So we go back to the sentences here and the problem, and we try to identify a relationship. So we have 25 common cards and 10 epic cards that cost 475 gold. Well, there's one relationship, so I can come up with one equation. So I have 25 times the cost of the gold common cards plus I've got 10 epic cards times the cost of the epic cards, and that's going to give us a total of 475 gold. So just make sure that this is actually an equation. We need to make sure that the left side quantities equal the right side quantities. So here we have 25 cards times the amount of gold, so that's gold here. 10 cards times the amount of gold, so this is gold here, and that equals gold. Okay, so that is a legitimate equation. And we can determine that. That's one check, is we can check that the quantities on the left side equals the quantities on the right hand side. So we'll come up with a second relationship. Okay, so we keep reading here. It says 50 common and 6 epic costs 460 gold. Well, there's another relationship. There's the second relationship that we're looking for. So it's going to be 50 times the amount of gold plus 6 cards times the amount of golds per card, and then that's going to equal 460 gold. Okay, so we have gold equals gold on both sides. So there's our two relationships. So we can solve this. It looks like this would be easiest done by equating the coefficients. Okay, because 25 and 50 would be easy to make equal to each other. But since we haven't done very many substitution ones, we're going to do this one by substitution. Okay, so it won't be too much different, but we're going to do our like for like replacement. And to do that, we're going to isolate one of the variables. In this case, I'm going to isolate x. Okay, and then divide both sides by 25. I'm going to end up with 19 minus 10 over 25 simplifies to 2/5 y. So there's my equality for x. And what I'm going to do then is substitute it into the other equation. We never substitute back into the same equation. We're going to substitute into the other equation here. So for x, I'm going to replace that x with 19 minus 2/5 y. Okay, and then write rest of the equation. So plus 6y equals 460. So here I've done a like for like replacement. This x and this expression are the same. So I'm going to replace this x with the same equivalent expression. And once I've done that, I now have eliminated one of my variables. I can solve this equation. So I'm going to go ahead and solve this. So 50 times 19, I get 950 minus 20y plus 6y equals 460. So 950 minus 14y equals 460. So I'm going to move the 950 to the other side. So 460 minus 950 gives me 490 negative. 490 divided by 14 works out to be 35. I'm just going to double check that. 490 divided by 14. Yeah, that gives me, 460 divided by, this is going to be 460. Divided by 14 is going to be 35. So I've solved for y. I'm going to then back substitute to solve for x. So y equals 35. I'm going to substitute that in. And then solve for x. So I get 19 minus, this is going to be, this works out to be 2 times 35 is 70 divided by 5 works out to be 14. So the cost of each common card is going to be 5 gold. Okay, so the cost of the gold is going to, the cost of the common card is 5 gold. The cost of the epic card works out to be 35 gold for that one.